to those poor unfortunate souls.
Hello, and welcome to Poor Unfortunate Podcast. I'm Conor Perkins.
And I'm Caroline Ameti.
Welcome, listeners, to a brand new episode of Caroline, What's New, a bi-weekly mini episode where we go through all the latest and greatest in Disney news. This episode is being recorded on June 13th, 2024. So, Caroline, what's new?
As always, let's start with Disney parks. So we talked a little bit about the Country Bear musical Jamboree in Walt Disney World last news episode, and now we finally have an opening date. So it will be opening on July 17th in Frontierland, and I just can't wait to see it for the first time. Yeehaw. We were also offered some behind-the-scenes footage and new concept art of The Little Mermaid, a musical adventure, which, for those of you who don't know, is going to be the updated Voyage of the Little Mermaid show in Hollywood studios. So the production is going to feature all new sets, puppets, and visuals, but don't worry, like old tricks that we really like the blacklight puppets and things like that, are still going to be in the show. But they're going to be using a lot of new technology in this, including motion capture for Ursula, Triton, and the Mer sisters. So it sounds like we're going to be getting a really amazing blend of digital and practical visuals. And this is another thing that I am just so excited for. I'm just really excited to have a lot more of these sit-down shows open back up in Walt Disney World. So thrilled for that. And thrilled to see whatever equity actress gets to play Ariel when it reopens. Celebración Encanto opened on June 10th outside of Communicore Hall in Epcot. So I have to say, I saw some footage of it, and I don't want to judge before I see it in person, which probably will never happen anyway. It looks a little bit disappointing. Like, I thought this was going to be more of like a full performance from costumed characters from the film. So even though Mirabel and Bruno do make an appearance eventually, what we're really getting is just like generically outfitted cast members dancing and lip syncing to the songs from Encanto in front of a screen. Like, I know
lip
it's
syncing.
Yeah, listen. I know it's temporary, so you're not going to invest a lot in it if it's only running through the summer, basically. And I know it's for kids. Like the cast members, performers are bringing kids up and teaching them a dance or whatever. But it looks very cheap. Like, I don't know. And I know these two things aren't the same, but after seeing everything from Tokyo Disney Sea and Fantasy Springs and then this, I'm just like, what's going on? These two things are not the same. And I get it. One is a land and one is a show. But my 2 cents is it looks a little bit phoned in for the amount of time that we had to wait for this. So,
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of complaints happening online about people think it looks sterile, and I agree. We've just waited too long for this.
We waited too long, but
way.
Also that festival pavilion was not supposed to look like what it looked like.
Yeah, it looks like a hospital waiting room now.
It's really not it. It was supposed to be these like beautiful like tiered pods of like greenery, and like all the original concept art was so good and exciting, and people were like, holy crap, like we're really taking it into a new direction. And it feels like that's what they thought they were gonna do, and then they were just like panicked and then did essentially just like update the Interventions Plaza sort of looking thing, and it really doesn't look spectacular, and it certainly doesn't look enough to have shut down that entire area for like 6 years.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, it's just that's the thing. Come on, Disney, the longer you take with something, the more critical we're going to be once you finally unveil it. So, like, come on.
Well, and especially in an area that important, like that area, it was a hub, and they shut down a hub for like 6 years.
Okay, the next 2 pieces of parks news that I have are very merch focused, as we do.
We love
it. Tiana's Bayou Adventure merch has been released, including, and we have some things to say about each of these. So first of all, we have a Princess Tiana sipper, to which Conor and I have both said, you can get that from the Dollar Tree.
It has Princess Tiana in her her big lily gown.
Yeah,
on
it has nothing to do with Bayou Adventure.
Has nothing to do with Bayou
Nothing.
Adventure. There's no costuming, nothing to do with
No.
Bayou Adventure on the zipper at all.
No, and it's one of those things that you see in the Disney store all the time where like the crazy straw is wrapped around the outside of the cup. It's not anything new.
No, they could have done something. They could have done something really cool. Like even if they were going to wrap the crazy straw around, like they could have made the exterior of the cup look like the ride and how you sort of like wrap around and climb the mountain.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Make the cup the mountain. I'm here for that. Yeah. Yeah. So not that. We didn't like that.
Cheap.
Don't
like it.
There's a Loungefly and a Spirit jersey that I would venture to say we like. I think they're very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then Connor's new most coveted item. It is a Ray light up.
Well, no, it's not even Ray. It's just like a little girl firefly.
Oh, because I was gonna say, I'm like, wait, because in this timeline, Ray has passed away.
No, Ray's passed on. We don't even know who she is.
Wait, you're kidding me? I thought that was Ray.
No, she's just a little firefly who's just living her life, and she's on your shoulder.
Oh, so it's a light up shoulder buddy of just some little girly firefly. And it has this carrier that's like an oversized like mason jar purse type thing, and she sits in it.
But
it's
also,
quite delightful.
When you get around other people who have the fireflies, they'll all light up together and like start like communicating with each other. And I bet that this shit does something on the ride. I have to have her. I have to have my little
I hope
Luna.
it does. You do. And you know what? And that's a good piece of merch. That's well done.
It's a fantastic piece of merch.
Yes. The parks have also announced limited time food specialties available to celebrate the opening of Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So all of this is available starting June 28th, and basically through August, this will be around. I'm hoping some of this gets extended and that there will be eventual plans for some sort of Tiana-themed dining location in Magic Kingdom. But anyway, here's what you can get at the Golden Oak Outpost, like I said, starting June 28th. You can get hot honey chicken with sweet potato fries, shrimp gumbo, and Tiana's famous beignets. At the Pinocchio Village House, they will offer peach cobbler. The Plaza Restaurant will offer Tiana's chantilly cake. And Plaza Ice Cream Parlor will have a butter pecan praline sundae. The Main Street Confectionery will have special popcorn mixes and packaged snacks and candy. Amorette's Patisserie in Disney Springs will offer this super delicious looking over the bayou cake bar. It's like the exact green of like Tiana's gown. It looks so good.
Ooh.
And I want this so badly as well, various Walt Disney World locations will offer Bayou Lavender Lemonade all summer long.
Oh, that's so you.
I have to have it. I have to have that. And this isn't even the half of it. We've also got Tiana's Bayou Beignet ground coffee from Joffrey's available. And Dookie Chase's seasonings will be for sale at the Emporium and the Critter Co-op. So for those of you who don't know, Dookie Chase is a restaurant in New Orleans. It's the first time that these seasonings will be available outside of the actual restaurant. And the owner and operator of Dookie Chase's was the late Leah Chase, the inspiration for Tiana. So I just love that we actually brought something in from the real Leah Chase into the park. So
I
cool.
like that. And then they also have the Mama Odie's
and Mama Odie's hot
sauce.
I know. I want to try all of these things. It sounds incredible. And Disneyland is celebrating the 65th anniversary of the Matterhorn with, again, something that I look at and I just want to have. It is a Trader Sam's style abominable snowman mug. So it's like tiki style. And it comes with coconut pineapple Dole Whip. And I
so
just
a pina colada Dole Whip.
Oh my God, that's my dream. In an abominable snowman tiki mug. What's not to like, I ask you. So yeah, sorry that was a very like food and merch focus, but who would I be if I didn't talk about that? So that's what we've got for the parks.
In the world of Disney Plus, some stuff that's happening that's now available. The first 3 episodes of The Acolyte are now streaming on Disney Plus. The show is, as predicted, being review bombed by the insufferable Star Wars quote-unquote fans, despite it having an 85% tomato meter score on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm behind on it, but I'm truly so excited to start watching it.
I am so excited too.
Yeah. Some stuff that's announced and coming soon. Disney Junior's Ariel series. It drops its first 8-episode season to Disney Plus on June 28th. This is the animated musical series for preschoolers that all the racists and bigots had their panties in a bunch about because Ariel was black. So let's all watch it when it comes out.
Yeah.
It follows an 8-year-old Ariel and her friends who go on underwater adventures throughout Atlantica and beyond. It looks super cute, super fun. There's 2 new like mer friends for Ariel.
Ooh.
It's going to be a good time. The Inside Out spin-off series Dream Productions is finished, and that's going to release on Disney Plus next spring. So this series will center around Dream Productions Studio, which we see inside Riley's brain, and it explores the power of dreams and how they affect us in our waking life. Like perfect
Watching it.
Perfect thing. It's kind of like the Monsters at Work to Monsters Inc. It's that, but for Inside Out, which I'm like so Disney of them that they're gonna ride Inside Out like as long as they can because they're gonna have their summer release. Then it'll hit Disney Plus and like video in the fall, and then in the spring. So they're just dragging this fucker out.
That's
so
right.
Disney.
So Disney.
And then some details have been released about the Disney Plus Tiana series, though they're still very sparse. But apparently the show will continue Princess Tiana's story after the events of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, the new Disney Parks attraction, which that takes place roughly a year after the events of the film. So I love that. Like that's how you should do it. Like blend them all together,
I love
acknowledge the attraction stories, embrace them.
Make it all part of the universe. It's very smart.
Make it part of it in a way that I feel like Frozen Ever After doesn't really do.
Correct.
And they had an opportunity to, and they didn't do it. So glad that we get that for Tiana. She deserves it. In the Disney film world, things that are available, there's nothing particularly new here for you to know other than like Inside Out 2 is out. Hooray.
Woo-hoo.
But some stuff has been announced that's coming soon. So the live action adaptation, revision, reimagining of Moana has found its star in Catherine Lagaya. She is a New Zealand, Australian, relatively unknown actress who's going to be making like her film debut. So I really like that they're continuing that tradition for the character of Moana, someone making their debut. And she joins the existing cast, which includes Dwayne Johnson returning as Maui, John Tui as Chief Tui, Frankie Adams as Sina, and Rena Owen as Grandma Tala. And the film is slated to be in theaters on July 10th, 2026. So, you know, something to look forward to.
Far away.
Disney has also signed a multi-year first look agreement with Dwayne Johnson's production company $7 to develop theatrical and streaming films. Variety is reporting that although details aren't fully disclosed, the agreement will actually give Johnson the opportunity to collaborate across all Disney divisions, including parks, sports, everything. So not just films. And $7 has had a long-standing relationship with Disney, but they've never been attached to a particular studio. They produced the film adaptation of Jungle Cruise and 2 seasons of Behind the Attraction for Disney Plus. And then what else do we have going on in our little miscellaneous, mousellaneous?
Yeah, mousellaneous, very cute. Just a little something from Disney Cruise Line. So Disney's Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point, which is the newest port of call for the Disney Cruise Line, officially opened on June 10th. It's located in the Bahamas, and unlike Castaway Key, it is not a private themed island. Like Castaway Key has a whole backstory and all of that. But this is part of a larger island in the Bahamas, and it really is all about accentuating the culture and the natural beauty of the island. There are daily performances on a beachfront stage. So I await the reviews. One that I read said that they still have some things to fix, like a 15-minute walk from the boat to, the main area of the port. That's like, there's no shade. So just like things like that need some work.
Yeah.
So we'll keep up with that as it develops.
All right. And that's all that we've got for this episode of Caroline, What's New? Thank you all very much for sticking with us. And we will see you right back here for our next full episode. And if you liked what you heard, as always, follow, subscribe, rate the podcast, follow us on social media. We are at Poor Unfortunate Podcast all over the place. And until next time, Beluga Sevruga.